What up, you guys? All right, happy Monday. Happy Monday. All right. I hope y'all had a really good weekend. Okay. Um, let's jump straight into it though. I was, of course, watching TikTok. Okay. That's kind of like my news or whatever, since I don't watch TV or whatever. And this lady, I ran across this lady. Sorry about the background noise. It's like major construction up in here. And I saw this lady, and this lady was like literally desperately just talking into the camera about her experience as of late, where she is married. She doesn't realize that she's married to a narcissist, but the things that she said made it very clear to anyone who heard her story that she's married to a narcissist. And what she was saying was that she really keeps getting invited. She keeps getting invited to like social events. She keeps getting invited to parties. She keeps getting invited to like friends' houses, cool stuff, little dinner dates or, with friends, coworkers, whatever. And she keeps turning them down, not because she doesn't want to go. She actually desperately wants to go to these events, right? But the reason why she keeps turning them down, to the point to where they stopped inviting her, because as she said in her TikTok, once you turn down the same people multiple times, they just simply stop inviting you because they already know you're not going to show up, right? But what they don't know about her is the only reason that she's turning it down is because she doesn't want to bring her husband, not because she's a cheater. She doesn't want to bring him because she's scared to bring him. She's scared to bring him because he's an asshole. She's scared to bring him because apparently he's very off-putting, to the point where she has had run-ins before where people go, what's up with that guy? Like, who is that guy? And she has to be like, that's my husband. He often makes jokes at her expense. That's narcissistic AF, right? And she's like, I just don't trust him not to embarrass me, because I know for a fact, like, once I bring him, we will not be invited back. And not just that, but she was like, and I don't want to have to like try to explain his behavior. Okay? I was like, skirt. I immediately sent her to this channel. I hope that she's watching this video, but if she's not, there are other people out here who have dealt with that. Or if you ever start to find yourself dealing with that, okay, get out of there. I don't care if you're married or not. And no, divorces aren't easy, but it's damn sure easier than living your life without friends because you can't keep them because your partner's an asshole whose behavior you have to consistently explain. When someone is on point and they are actually a decent individual, you never have to explain. First of all, you don't have to explain anyone's behavior, but especially someone that you were with will never disrespect you like that, or your friends, okay? Narcissists consistently make it so that you have to explain their behavior to try to keep your own friendships, okay? Narcissists love to embarrass you in public. They love to publicly chop your ass up in front of a crowd, in front of friends, in front of coworkers, at your job, around where you live. I mean, in front of your family. They love doing that shit. If you ever find yourself feeling the need to explain some grown-ass man or woman's behavior, get rid of that grown-ass man or woman and keep your friends. Okay? So that being said, of course, I wrote some notes. But one of the things that stuck out to me is she was saying how she can't invite him anywhere. If you find yourself, like, even remotely thinking, like, even with friends, man, I want to go to that party, but I mean, I don't feel like, I don't really want Laura to come because she's just, it's gonna make things awkward. Man, I really want to go to that work event or whatever with my newfound coworkers or whatever. I can't go there because, I mean, My husband, though, oh, he's gonna fuck it up. Man, I really want to go to this play at my kid's school, or this game because my kid plays sports, or this other place, or this musical event, or this, new restaurant, or this whatever it is, or this art show, right? Oh, but I can't because my spouse is very clingy, but they're also douchey in public. They're gonna ruin the entire experience for me and everyone else there. Yeah, narcissists love taking moments like that and just shitting on you in front of other people. Okay, I have a few little examples, but mine are not the same as yours. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you have your own. No one survives a narcissist without having had one of those. But one of the things that my ex did, which I mentioned in a video years ago, is, and they'll also shame you without you being there because they know that people around you know that that's your significant other or friend or whatever, right? So people around you know that they're connected to you, right? So they connect them with you. Guilty by association, right? So they'll do shit when you're not around that you didn't even know they did. That's an embarrassment to you because you're openly in a relationship with them of some sort, right? So one of the things he did was, I didn't realize that he had skateboarded. I have a lobby. The lobby has security in my building where I live with the kids, obviously, right? I did not know that he rode through the lobby drinking a beer while on a skateboard, clearly being disruptive as fuck. Clearly, you're not even supposed to be doing that, right? I had no idea. So then when I go outside, people are looking at me like, she's something wrong with her because she has to be an idiot to be with somebody like that, a loser like that, right? When meanwhile, I'm oblivious. I didn't know you rode through my lobby drinking a beer on a fucking skateboard, right? But I'm associated with the person who rode through my lobby drinking a beer on a skateboard. I'm associated with a loser, so I must be a loser according to the public because I'm with you. That shirt, I'm with stupid with the finger pointing, right? Narcissists try to turn that shirt into a upward finger, I'm with stupid, right? By their actions. They will embarrass the shit out of you in public. One thing that they do pretend to do, which is also a big embarrassment because it's awkward, is they like to pretend to be antisocial when really they're for the fucking streets. All right? All narcissists are for the fucking streets. You have to be social enough to have your penis or your vagina available to the community, don't you? Y'all said something to each other, right? So you're social. You real social, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but they like to act like in front of your friends, family, or in other events where it's just you guys trying to have a new experience. They try to act like they're quiet. They don't hear people talking to them. They don't communicate with people. They ignore everybody. They act like a wallflower. So much so that people are like, damn, what's wrong with your company, dude? Like your guest doesn't like being here or something? Now you're answering questions because they're being a bitch. When really, they're completely social. When they're with you, they talk too damn much. So much so that they say a bunch of shit that they can't take back, right? When they're not around you, they're doing too much flirting. They're doing too much fucking other people. They're doing too much. Their genitals are fucking out. They're basically walking down the street full of people with their genitals out and on a platter. On a diseased and STD encrusted platter for anyone to take a bite out of them shits. Okay? So no, they're not antisocial, but they will act like they are just to make it really uncomfortable for you in a social setting. Okay? So that's one thing that they love doing. I don't talk to nobody, bitch. Yes, you do. Another thing they do, just being flat out rude. Somebody might say hi to them in an elevator, and just because you're in an elevator or because they're associated and affiliated with you, they'll instantly just not give a fuck, not say anything, or say some really ratchet shit that's rude, just because they know that it's an embarrassment to you. Even though it's an embarrassment to them too, but it's really not because they have no emotions. They know that them acting like that is an embarrassment to you. Again, guilty by association, right? Another thing they'll do. Oh, okay. They love to accompany you to like family events. The reason why they accompany you to family events is they'll do things like this at family events and at friend events, okay? They use food as a weapon. How do they use food as a weapon? Narcissists will do shit, and I can say that I've experienced it because I made the mistake, which it should never be a mistake to take your husband or wife or significant other or best friend or whatever the shit to an event at a school. But I took them to a school cookout. It was like an end of the year school cookout. Do you know, and there's a line for the grill. You want a burger, you want whatever, right? And you're free to go up as many times as possible if you want or whatever. You know, this dude went up at least like 7 to 9 times. And at that point, it's like, you know that that's really rude. No one's that fucking hungry. They will do something like eat the entire buffet at an event, at a wedding, at the child's cookouts, at a school. They will make it so that it looks like they are not only homeless, but hungry. They're rude, no manners. They have no coof, okay? No one does that shit. No one go. And then if there's a possibility to take food with them, they'll take like 5-6 burgers with them and shit. Where nobody wants someone like that at their party. You know what I'm saying? Where they'll just stand around the food table and just consistently consume. They will use food as a weapon at your events. Okay? Anyway, I hope that young lady sees this video and that she gets into this community of people. I love all you guys, and I'm sure she would totally fit in. But no, it's not normal to question whether or not you should bring somebody somewhere just because you're not sure how they're going to act when you're fucking adults. Okay? So yes, narcissists will use public settings to embarrass you, even if it's at the risk of their own reputation and personality. All right, love you guys. I hope you're having a good Monday. I know the weekend's never long enough. It just ain't. All right.